Hello, and welcome to What's Doing. The Islamic animation industry has emerged as a vibrant and culturally rich sector, blending artistic expressions with religious values and narratives. Drawing from a deep well of Islamic history, tradition, and teachings, this industry produces animated content that resonates with audiences across the globe. From educational cartoons aimed at teaching children about Islamic principles to visually stunning depictions of historical events and figures. Islamic animation showcases a diverse range of storytelling styles and techniques. With advancement in technology and a growing demand for high quality content, the Islamic animation industry continues to expand, offering new opportunities for creativity, cultural exchange, and entertainment while promoting the values of tolerance, compassion, and unity. After the pandemic, Sinan Ismail entered the Islamic animation space with Durioo Plus, a fun and entertaining streaming platform for kids to access a wealth of values, virtues, and Islamic teachings with fresh weekly content on the platform. In the last 2 years, Durioo Plus, a Malaysian homegrown OTT platform for kids, has reached from nothing to 36,000 paying customers, which is a remarkable achievement on its own. Hi, Sinan. Welcome to What's Doing. Thank you so much for taking time out for us.
Yep. Hi. Thanks for having me.
So, tell us about your entrepreneurial journey and the journey you had with Durioo Plus.
So basically, I started my entrepreneurship journey almost 15 years ago, right? So that started with digital durian. We did multimedia. Then we went into weddings, and then we went back to 3D. Then we created Didi Friends and Omar Hana, two very successful IPs. Collectively, I think more than 6 billion views on YouTube. Alhamdulillah. But then in 2021, we started Durioo Plus, which is a safe streaming platform for Muslim children. And many things happened to make us take this step. Because previously we were an animation company, only doing production. Suddenly you wake up and you are a tech startup founder, right? Creating a platform and doing all the tech companies stuff, but still being a producer and animation at the same time. So to cut things short, just to share the pivot moment was basically in 2020. Of course, we had COVID, but at the same time, YouTube had this change of no, in the US, there was a COPA law, Children's Protection Act law, and YouTube got fined, right? And what happened then, they had to change their policies. And what happened is children's content had a 70% revenue drop from YouTube monetization. That's a big thing, right? 70% drop of YouTube revenues.
That's huge.
That's huge. It's huge. And we were then around 140 people in the team. Then COVID came a month later. So our monetization through sponsorship also dropped. And we just said we had to pivot and find a different way to continue what we love doing, creating content for kids. And Omar and Hana, alhamdulillah, has more than 3 billion views. The English channel has, I think, 2.2 million subscribers. And from Malaysia is only 7%. Right? The rest is US, UK, Canada, all around the world. So we said that we knew that data showed that there is a need, there is a demand. Parents love it, children love it. And let's take that bold move to create a new company. Let's be a tech startup and fundraise and create a streaming platform for this underserved market. It's a huge market, by the way. It's underserved. Nobody has really served the Muslim community, especially the children, right, in a really great way. And being a parent myself, we know that there is a gap. So with everything which happened, we opened up Durioo Plus. We're now in Orange and doing our best to fulfill our mission, which is to nurture an ummah, right, with iman, akhlaq and ilm, which is faith, ethics, and knowledge.
So I think you guys have done a fantastic job. So in 2 years' time means established brand, seen in so many countries, and also there are like what 35,000 paying customers at this point of time. So that's kudos to you. Well done.
Kudos to the team. Right? An amazing team behind me, of course. I'm not alone.
So tell me one thing. I mean, kids animation is like dime a dozen right now from America, from Australia, from from all the European countries. And what is Durioo Plus doing differently apart from being Islamic content? So different that is standing out in this crowded market.
I think the core is kids content, like you mentioned, comes from everywhere, not just from the European countries. You, of course, you have Baby Shark,
Yeah.
and
Bluey.
and a lot of content from all around the world. Yeah, and even from India, right? So
Yeah.
the thing is, kids don't have any bias, right? They want to watch what is entertaining for them. But I think what stands out on Durioo is basically one, we have our Durioo Plus originals, yeah, which is when you mention the word Islamic, it's not really like teaching or dry content, right, of Islam. No, Islam is more than that. Islam, for us, what we're seeing in when we're doing Islamic content is more like we're teaching the values of what Muslims should be
And the way of life.
and the way of life, right? What humans should be doing, right? So our content, we have Durioo Plus originals. In 2 years, surprisingly, even for us, we have around 7 animated cartoons
Oh, lovely.
in 2 years, more than 200 plus episodes. And we have non-animated Durioo Plus originals.
And this is all in-house.
This is all in-house.
Wow.
Yeah. And of course, we have some co-productions working with partners, but producing is all in-house. Yeah. And most of them are doing very well on the platform, right? But on the platform, so that's one thing. Durioo Plus originals with Islamic content, with Islamic values, and done in an entertaining way, and not dry, not boring for the kids, but also having that injection of values again. Then we have licensed content, of course, like any other platform. But what we do differently is we license content which is suitable for the Muslim kid, and we filter, right? We basically curate the content. So even if we take anything from Korea, from the UK, we filter every episode to make sure it's suitable for the Muslim kid. Yeah.
You talked about raising funds for Durioo Plus.
Yep.
How easy or difficult it was for a platform like Durioo Plus, because it's a very unique proposition.
Yep.
And how easy was for you to raise funds, or how difficult was it for you to raise funds for it?
Yeah, I think the reality as content producers, right, it's very hard, especially for Islamic content, because in the end of the day, the investors will ask, what's your ROI? Yep. And we know that we've been in the industry for quite some time, right? Not many broadcasters want to buy Islamic content. So it was always a challenge before Durioo to raise funds for Islamic content. But now it's different. We're not raising funds for content, we're raising funds for the platform. And that means ROI doesn't come by us selling our content to other platforms. It comes through subscribers.
Yep.
And again, the market is huge. You have around almost 100 million Muslim families out there. Yeah. And which comes to, if it's $3 a month, you're looking at 3.6 billion total addressable market, which is huge. So then investors, the mindset of, can you get ROI, is eliminated. Yeah, it's there. So alhamdulillah, I would say that it wasn't the hardest thing to actually raise funds for Durioo compared to the time before. For multiple reasons. I think one, we got into Y Combinator, which is I would probably say #1 tech startup in the world, based in Silicon Valley. Getting into Y Combinator, we were recognized by investors from all around the world. So we actually raised a $2.85 million round, a seed round, back in 2022. And I would say, if I'm not mistaken, probably 15% was just from Malaysia.
Oh,
right?
lovely.
Yeah, the 85% was actually from investors from all around the world. Muslims and non-Muslims alike, because basically, again, it's a market which is still blue blue ocean in a way.
Yeah, because I think they look at the value proposition of this platform, and also they see how much it can grow. So there is a potential. There's a huge potential.
Yeah, definitely. And interestingly enough, I mean, the Muslims were really on because of the mission. The non-Muslims, even they came on board, they understand the problem. Most of them were parents. They knew that their kids were also facing different challenges in terms of getting valuable content, right? So they said, yeah, we're in. So again, alhamdulillah, it wasn't the hardest challenge to raise funds. But that was the seed round. Yeah, inshallah, maybe next year we're going for Series A. We don't know what's going to happen then. May Allah ease to make it easier, maybe.
You're doing great. I think it will be a walk in the park. But how far are you to come from red to black?
We are at 35 now. We're 60-70% there, which is not too bad for
In
a
2
tech
years
startup.
is fantastic.
Yeah. So we probably need to hit around 55,000 paying subscribers. So we're, I wouldn't say confident, but we really want to, and we're very optimistic, put it that way. You have to hit the numbers, inshallah, by this year or probably by Ramadan next year. And we see growth. Yeah. And yeah, so to answer your question, we're not too far away. We don't want to be too overconfident, of course. 90% of startups die in the first 5 years. Yeah, hopefully we're not going to be in that data.
No, you will not be, because your proposition, your value proposition is very distinctive, and it has a niche of its own.
Inshallah. Yeah.
So we are rooting for you and Durioo Plus to make that
We need all
happen.
the help we can. Again, I talk to you and many other people out there, is that the mission is so big, the market is so huge, right? There's no way we can do this alone. And we would love to work with anybody, right, out there who believes in the value proposition, believes in the mission, and again, partnerships which we can benefit you at the same time.
So is there any crowdfunding thing going on with Durioo Plus and to help, to ease the initial pain of operational cost and other stuff?
Yeah, I think we just launched a crowdfunding initiative, right, last month, and that was with Launch Good. We're working with Saleh family from Canada, and the objective is more to create awareness. Yeah, because I think the thing about Durioo Plus is it's a streaming platform, and there are so many streaming platforms out there. So it's not about selling that we are a streaming platform. It's about selling what we stand for, why we're doing it, and what benefit your kids can get and you can get as a parent compared to any other streaming platform out there. So we figured that having this crowd sourcing initiative, right, can actually tell people about the mission, tell people about why we're doing this, and of course about our history too, because not many people know that we are actually the creators of Omar and Hana. Millions of parents know Omar Hana, but they don't know that we are the faces behind it. So the crowdsourcing initiative is kind of like to spread that out. And from a Muslim or Islamic perspective also is that what we're doing is actually fardu kifayah. It's something which is a responsibility for all Muslims together, right, to build ummah with knowledge, right, with good faith. So we're inviting Muslim parents out there. They don't have to be parents. Inviting Muslims out there who see this problem or are facing it, or probably faced it when their kids were small. Now the kids are older. To come and join us, right? Contribute, and more importantly, is spread the word out there.
And I pray that a lot more people come and help in that mission of yours. Islamic content is a very sensitive space, and when you put that kind of content on Durioo Plus, how do you make sure that the information which is being imparted on Durioo Plus as part of the Islamic content, how they are made proper, and it follows the right approach to Islamic content? What are the steps do you guys take to make sure that the information is correct, and also the shows being made are, I would say halal enough to be seen by the kids.
Yep. Okay, so again, Islamic content on our platform, right? There's two ways to look at it. One is Islamic content, which is Islamic in terms of, for example, seerah or history, and then another perspective is good content. Yeah, so we have multiple consultants working with us, right? So on the good content first, for all of our originals, we work with early childhood specialists, right? So you're not talking about Islamic, but Islam is about perfection, about beauty, right? About doing it right. So when we do content for preschoolers, we work with early childhood specialists.
Okay.
Yeah? But and of course we have other consultants when it comes to kids with special needs. Yep. So we have consultants for that too. We have English consultants because we're in Malaysia, we have to work to make sure that English is right for the global audience. But when you look at on the Islamic content, we have Sharia consultants. Yeah. So all the content which has Islamic facts or seerah, we have to go through the Sharia advisor. And we have multiple too. We have one which is fully in-house and two more which is outsourced. And again, we do our very best to make sure everything is at least vetted through correctly, sahih and masyhur at least. Yep. And we are not shy to tell the producers or tell other companies that if it doesn't fit with the values or if it's the facts are wrong, we're going to move it. Yeah.
So those are your checks and balances.
Yeah, and again, we also have this thing called, internally we call it LPD. So in Malaysia, we're kind of familiar with LPF. Yeah. So we have LPD, so Lembaga Penapisan Durioo.
Okay. Oh,
right.
wow.
So basically, we have our parents, right, in the company, outside of the company, right, to kind of like vet through every content. So we have 9,000 episodes on the platform. Every minute is basically watched through to make sure that it's suitable for the Muslim kid. The ones which are not suitable, then this is another depth of the layer, right? It's either we reject the whole episode, or we mute or cut out. But now we're going a step further. We also use AI to kind of like help filtering. For example, we took this movie, Cats the movie, from China. Yep, it's a good movie with good values, but the main characters are cats. Yeah, but the owner was a lady and she was wearing spaghettis. Yeah. So normally what happens on probably other platforms, you just take it, just get it out there because you can't cut that scenes because it's too much. But what we did is we applied AI. So basically we covered her up, right? And not just, there's multiple examples on different shows. So we do our best to make it suitable for the Muslim kid, but also considering what is right. For example, you probably may ask, are there any dogs or even pigs on the platform? And of course, we don't have Peppa Pig. It's a whole family of pigs. Yeah. But we have Leo, the wildlife ranger from Singapore. So it's about Leo, who is a wildlife ranger, a kid, and he has a dog. But when we talk to our Sharia consultant, the dog is basically a companion to help him in his daily adventures. So it's permissible, right? But if there are shots where the dog comes and licks him and stuff, then we filter that out. So even pig-wise, we have Sean the sheep or Timmy Time, right, from Artman Studios. Yeah, so we have that, and we ask the Sharia consultant if it's a world of animals, then there's nothing wrong. Yeah, there's still.
So like a Paw Patrol can come onto your show.
Paw Patrol wouldn't, because it's basically pets. So the dogs aren't really, they're heroes, but they're more pets than actually companions. Yeah.
They're the main lead. They're not the side lead of the owner.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good insight actually. So your platform is very much focused on the Malay Muslim kids in Malaysia to start off with.
Yeah.
And how are you planning it to take to the world, and where the majority of the Muslim population stays outside of Malaysia?
Yeah. So funny enough, when we started, the priority markets was actually US, UK, Malaysia. So Malaysia was number 3. Why? Because we didn't believe that the Malaysian parents will be paying for a streaming platform for Muslim kids, for their kids. That was the assumption. Yeah. And we knew that the US, UK market was more ready. Yeah. But when we launched, suddenly the Malaysian parents picked it up. And because it's our home turf, our home ground, is easier to maneuver. Licensing rates are also cheaper, right? In Malaysia, we learn as we go. So then suddenly 99.9% of our focus was for the Malaysian market. But that's going to change. That's definitely going to change now. We are starting to hire and also put more focus on international level, because from the 35,000 subscribers, 98% is still from Malaysia. But we have subscribers from 99 countries without marketing outside. So again, it's out there. People are looking for it. So now the next target market will be Indonesia first. I mean, in terms of priority. For obvious reasons, it's the biggest Muslim.
Upin Ipin is also very big out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it's such a huge population. They're very similar to us. In terms of language, Upin Ipin, Omar Hana, Boy, Asian Ali, we didn't dub into Bahasa Indonesia.
Okay.
Right? They took what is from the Malaysian language. So we think we can enter that market, and we've been talking to a few good partners in Indonesia. But we also have a team now going for the US and UK market, North America market, because again, it's very sad and tough, because when from Y Combinator, we always talk to parents. That's kind of like what we do. Yeah, as tech startup founders, you constantly need to talk to your users. So we talk to parents in Canada and US, in the UK, and they are facing much bigger challenges compared to the parents here in Malaysia. Yeah, it's not just content, it's basically the whole surroundings. So they're saying that we really need this. Yeah, please market this out. Please get it ready for us. So we know that, again, that the market is there. It's just we really need to do it right. I think the biggest challenge would be because it is such a mature market in terms of content, then the license fees are more expensive, multiplied compared to Malaysia. So we think we're readier now because of our originals. We have more originals, but inshallah, it's a step by step.
Yeah.
And again, working with partners.
Means, is there any plans to take it to China or to India, where the volume is huge?
Yeah, I think China, India. I mean, when you look at the volume, right? Definitely yes. But from a realistic perspective, it is not just launching there. I mean, people in India and China can already download, and subscribe, but it's in English. What we realize in Malaysia also, that the Malay content is doing better, probably 8 to 10 times than the English content. It's for the same IP, So localization is something which is needed. But if you want to go to India, for example, we need to localize in their language, and not just originals. It has to be all the other content. So it's a huge cost.
Yeah.
So the answer would be yes, we should. Yes, we have to. But putting realistic measures in, English would be the easiest, right, for now. Bahasa Indonesia is also quite similar to us. And then it will be MENA first, Arabic.
Okay.
And then maybe the other languages, inshallah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were talking about the whole AI thing, which you have implemented on Durioo Plus. How does that work when it comes to censorship of the shows, as well as the algorithm and other stuff on your platform? Can you take us through about how you're using AI on your platform?
Yeah, so I think there's a few ways to look at it. One is on content, on the content first. Yeah. So like I mentioned just now, we use AI to help filter, not to filter, to help ad closing and filtering in one angle. But we don't use AI yet to screen the videos. I mean, we've tried it, but we still need humans to go through it because it's not just skin. It is also messages which the AI cannot understand.
Yep.
Yeah. So we, as a tech company, we have to embrace AI. Yeah. So we're still looking into the technology. Maybe for dubbing in the future, for simple IPs, we're not sure yet. But it's not there yet. We've been trying. In terms of the platform, AI for the platform, which is something Netflix, YouTube is great at. Yep, looking what your viewers want and providing what they want to watch. Reality is we were using a different platform, third party, before this for 2 years, which is Vimeo, and it was good. It's stable, but again, there's no AI capabilities. It's not meant for kids, so you don't have the timers, you don't have the filters, you can't filter by language. I mean, there's just so many things which is okay when we started, but it's not okay now. So a few months ago, we started to create our own development team, and that's another new space for us as a production/tech company. We launched our own platform 1 month ago. There's the internal joke is there's no AI yet. It's basically BI, which is one of the team members called Basit. So he's kind of like Basit intelligence. But jokes aside, we need to use AI to kind of like help provide or understand what the users want to watch. Yeah, it's going to be there. Still very early days. We're still very young as a tech company. So to answer is, we're going to embrace it. Probably in the next few months, we're going to have some AI capabilities in the app.
So means the most sensitive topic in our creative industry right now is the pool of talents. And animation is not an easy task. It takes a hell of a time to make a series. And in Malaysia, unfortunately, we have a handful of good animators as well as animation team.
Yep.
And with Durioo Plus platform, you need to have a constant pipeline of content coming in on a regular basis because you have paying customers.
Yep.
How are you dealing with that? How are you making it work for Durioo Plus where talent is of major scarcity?
I think the point of AI and the creative industry, right, is a topic which is very hot. And for us, basically, we stand kind of like on both ends because on the creative side, as a creative hat on, it's like, nah, we're creatives, please don't interfere with our work. But then probably our script writers use ChatGPT quite a lot still. Yeah. And then you put the tech hat on, it's like, this is technology. Yep. Calculators, Excel, kind of like probably that generation when calculators came, when Excel came, they were against it, but not everybody is using it. So I think we need to be open and look and see how AI can actually help the process and how AI can actually elevate both sides. Yeah. We don't see it replacing the creatives. We see it helping us. Again, I don't think we've come to that point where it's going to replace us yet. Yeah, inshallah, hopefully not. But I would say, how do we adapt to it? How can we get more efficiency? And how can we make artists and AI work together to get the best results? But saying that also is, from a Durioo Plus perspective, when we talk about creative, it's not just our team. Yep. Part of our mission or part of what we want to do is to fund more producers and companies. So why I'm bringing this point is, again, when you mentioned about creatives, and we want to make sure, well, again, the mission is to get enough subscribers, get enough revenues, so we can fund more producers who want to create Islamic content. the challenge has always been, I want to create Islamic content, but I know there's no ROI. Yeah. And that was the challenge for many producers many years ago, up until now, to be honest. Yeah. But now, hopefully, we can become like Netflix or Disney Plus, where we fund producers where they don't have to think about the ROI.
Durioo Plus is also creating a lot of live action content, and you have various Durioo creators on your platform.
Yep.
So, tell us, how do you commission that kind of content, and how do you choose that content for the kids?
Interesting. So for live action content, as you mentioned, there's two buckets. One is Durioo Plus Originals, which we create, and one is Durioo Plus Creators. So what's the difference? Durioo Plus Originals, we create and it's produced internally. So for that one, we kind of like look at what the kids like, and but on YouTube especially. But how do we create something that they like, but is of benefit? So the problem is, even when we talk to parents, what are your kids watching on YouTube? Sadly, many parents say rubbish, which is very sad. So how do we create content which the kids like to watch, but when they watch it, they get benefit from it? That's Durioo Plus Originals. Durioo Plus Creators, of course, there's benefit too, but the difference is we are not producing the content. We have around, I think, 200 plus Durioo Plus Creators now. And what is Durioo Plus Creators? You can imagine like being a YouTube creator or TikTok creator. It's not us, it's basically anybody. And we have this group, this community. You can register online, just go to durioplus.com/creator. And then when you register, you're going to get a briefing of what Durioo Plus Creators is. You join our community, and then we have contests and challenges and workshops, just how YouTube started back in Malaysia. When we started on YouTube, right? YouTube came in and they did workshops, and we learned about how to do video for YouTube. It's the same thing. And for Durioo Plus Creators, what is interesting in a way is that there's two main things. One is you know you are creating content which has benefit. I think that's the first thing, right? The second one is you monetize instantly when you submit a video and it's approved. So for YouTube, when you go on the platform, to be monetizable, it'll probably take you a year and maybe 20 to 30, maybe 50 videos before you start to monetize.
Yeah.
For Durioo Plus, one video submitted, if it's approved, inshallah, we'll give you a token straight away. And it kind of like, it's working well. We put in 100,000 ringgit budget or pool for the first round. Now around 55,000 has been used. And I don't remember how many videos we have, but almost, I think it's more than 1,000 videos submitted by Durioo Plus creators. And again, it's videos which have benefit. So we don't really have to filter. No, I need to rephrase that. We still have to filter.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, we still have to filter. But there's also that not all videos can go through. I mean, when it comes to creators, some of them submit videos like TikTok. It's just like 20-second videos. Nah. But of course, we have our guidelines. And the most interesting part is it's getting more matured. So the videos we're getting are better. The workshops are working. And one beautiful thing I would say is parents are giving us feedback that the kids who are doing Durioo Plus creator videos, before this, they came back from school, they're playing games. But now, when they come back from school, they say, hey, we're brainstorming as a family. What content do you want to do next? And they're enjoying it. And they're learning. And the parents are saying that their kids are, before they're shy, but now they're being more confident. So beyond the platform, beyond creating content, we're also creating benefit.
And communities.
And communities too.
So that's really commendable. That's a very, very good thing to do. And going back to the acquisition part of it, I mean, animation acquisition is not cheap.
Yep.
So what kind of business model you have for acquiring animated content for your platform?
Yeah. So what I can share, definitely, is basically there is, I mean, like any other platform, it would be licensing fees and also revenue share. And I think it's not, when we talked to licensors, I mean, we went to MIPCOM, right, for 2 years in a row, alhamdulillah, 70 to 80 meetings in 5 days. Yeah. The interesting part is the licensors aren't questioning us in terms of monetization. The first thing which I mean, when I went last year, the question was, or the fear was always, there's hundreds and thousands of streaming platforms coming to us, the small ones, and we're kind of fed up working with you guys because once we sign, you're quiet, there's no transparency, and we don't see what happens. When we presented our deck, even that was like when we only had 3,000 subscribers, they said that you guys are different. You're very transparent. You are sharing the data, and we would love to work with you. And there was no question about being an Islamic platform or non-Islamic platform. There was no issues. Yeah? They believe in the value. They believe that we were transparent. And last 2 years I went. Last year our head of acquisition went, and she continued the conversations, and the licensor said the same thing. Yeah, we love working with you guys. You're transparent. We can see growth, and we're here to help you. We know that the monetization isn't big yet, but we believe that you can go all the way. And I would say we're very lucky to meet the right people, the right licensors. Right, we have again Atman, Ping Fong, Baby Shark, and a lot more. I mean, I think we have licensed content from more than 40, 50 countries now. And the monetization isn't the main issue. So it's working with good partners with good values. And of course, us showing, not just promising. We don't promise. We don't promise saying that, oh, we're going to grow. We
Show them.
We try to tell them first that this is what we want to achieve. But then every month they see growth. Now, of course, there's up and downs as a startup, but they're happy. So it's challenging. We also get feedback from some licensors, the bigger ones, not even smaller ones, saying that, your model doesn't work for us. Okay, it's okay, no problem. We'll work with somebody else. But we also have licensors who, in the first year, didn't want to talk to us, but in the second year, they see us, the growth and working with other people, then they come on board too. So it's a continuous journey. Still early days. We're very happy. Again, we just signed with a few bigger ones from the US too, alhamdulillah. I can't say it yet.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We'll wait for the big news to be dropped.
Yeah. So, but again, it's growing, and we're happy to work with the licensors and hopefully more in the future.
We wish you all the best for that one.
Yep.
Coming to Durioo plus originals, means originals are not a walk in the park. They are not easy to make. They take a lot of money.
Yep.
How are you planning to sustain that, and how are you what plans do you have to keep that pipeline, growing as you guys grow as a platform?
Yes. First statement is originals are the most expensive. Yep. But we are very lucky that the team doing Durioo Plus Originals is a team that created Didi Friends and Omar Hana before. Right? It's a team which has done successful cartoons. And when we did our originals, we were secretly confident that's going to work. And data has shown that in the past 2 years that our originals are top 3, top 4, even though we have international content on the platform. Compared to even Bing, which has Emmy Awards. Yeah, amazing IP, the fans love it. But Little Amar and Minamila's viewership with less content is doing better. So, one, we are going to keep creating originals because it is important for our users. 2, we are going to find subscribers so we can keep on funding it. 3, we're going to create more and more. So we started with 2, Little Amar and Minamila. We just launched a new one called Showtime, which is musical and Islamic. And we launched Ilm, 3, Ilm, which is sci-fi and with an Islamic storyline. And we launched Sirah Nabawiyah, which is stories of our beloved Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So we're creating more and more. We are talking to a few to do co-productions too, which is very exciting. I have one meeting after this actually. So we'll see where we'll go with that.
We wish you all the best for getting that. Whoever you're meeting after this should work out. Again, we are connected on social media, and I've seen how you have been very transparent while building Durioo Plus about who you're meeting and who you're talking and where you're traveling and where you're raising funds. And aren't you afraid that you're telling too much about Durioo Plus and yourself to your competitors?
I would say no, humbly. And why? In 2017, I think, I joined the Magic program to go to Silicon Valley. And then we were a production company still. But during it was a 2-week lecture, classes, yeah? And the lecturers there were basically startup founders who have exited. And they said the culture in Silicon Valley is about you have an idea, you share your ideas to as many people as you can, and it's better than keeping it. Why? Because one, when you share your ideas or what you're doing, people will give feedback and connections. And two is when you share your ideas, you just don't keep it to yourself. And three, another one is you have to believe that you are the most passionate and most driven to make your idea a success. So even if somebody else finds out about it or knows about it, you have that strong belief that you are going to do it better than them. And the reality is, even if somebody heard about what we're doing, there's years of experience and planning behind this, which we have a head start. So again, humbly saying it, or even calling out to tech startup founders, to share your ideas. It's better than keeping it. Alhamdulillah, by sharing, we have met great people coming to approach us and doing subscriptions with us and doing partnerships with us. So I really believe that the Silicon Valley culture is right. Sharing your ideas is better than keeping it to your own.
So far, it has really worked for the platform.
Yeah, definitely.
Will there be a watershed moment? You're talking about Silicon Valley and you're talking about what happens in the West, and you know that there are big kids animation companies and also kids OTT platforms like Disney Plus and Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. Will there be a watershed moment where any of these big guys come and say, we want Durioo Plus to be a part of our network?
The answer will be, I would love to say yes, but I would change the whole watershed moment. Right? I think our watershed moment would be when we do a cartoon or animation with Mo Salah or maybe Khabib, and through that animation, subscribers go from 100,000 to 2 million or 10 million
Overnight.
or 20 million. Yeah. Not overnight. Again, it won't happen like that, but you never know.
They have a huge fan following.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that would be our watershed moment. Creating really good quality content which will appeal not to just the kids but to families, even movies maybe, and giving that value for the parents and getting the amount of subscribers so we can create more, not just for us but also for other producers who want to do this type of content. So that would be our watershed moment, to be honest. We're not seeing it being on other people's platform. Maybe 2-3 years ago when we did Digital Durian production company, yes, but as a platform, we're thinking as a platform, we have to be there. We want to be, for the lack of other brands, a Disney or Nickelodeon for the Muslim kids. So you're looking at not just a streaming platform. In the future, it will be more than that. Experiences, maybe theme parks, education, and also charity. Yeah, because again, the mission is big, the need is big. There's so much we can do, and hopefully we're gonna reach there one day.
So Sinan, tell me, means if somebody wants to watch the content, and how can they subscribe to Durioo Plus and for their kids around the world, whoever is watching our show.
So Durioo Plus is available on the Play Store and App Store. Just search for Durioo Plus, download. There's 20 videos free, so you can actually try first, watch the content before you subscribe. Then basically it's available on mobile, on tablet, on TV, and not all TVs yet. We're getting there. But again, I would invite parents who have kids, younger kids, 2 to 12, to download Durioo Plus and experience it for your own. Yeah, please give it a try. And if you like it or you don't like it, reach out to me on LinkedIn. Give me feedback, because we're here for the long run. We want to do this right, and we need your feedback to make it better. So please try Durioo Plus now. After this, go and search for it, and looking forward to your feedback.
Thank you so much, Sinan, for your time. Really, really engaging conversation today. And we are rooting for Durioo Plus, and all the best to your team and to you, and to Durioo Plus's future plans to grow around the world.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the opportunity to share, and good luck to you too.
Thank you. That was Sinan Ismail talking about Durioo Plus, a homegrown kids OTT platform. Stew on this till we meet again in the next episode of What's Stewing.